Otapu Keepers. This video is a response to a lot of questions I've received about an issue people have on their minds, and that is the world is so wicked. The world is so evil. There are so many rotten, horrible people with a lot of power and money, fame and prestige in the world. And how do good, sincere people deal with this? How do we overcome this onslaught? And so this video is to address that. The first thing we have to do very quickly is understand exactly what is evil. Number one, evil can only happen through humans. Nature cannot be evil. Nature is a perfect system, meaning its wastes actually feed the system. Nothing in its system is wasted. So it's a completely perfect balance of light and dark, of spring and winter, summer and winter, on and off. Humans are the only creatures that can bring evil into the earth, onto the earth. Because we are the only creatures that have free will and can break from natural law. No bird, no plant, no planet, no orbit in the sky, no dolphin can break natural law. They are all run by what's called instinct, which keeps them in natural law's grip. Evil people were called a pop in Egypt, a boa constrictor snake of many coils, each of which contains volumes of evil. What I'm saying is that the snake apop is not really a god, or demon in this case, a monster. It's a kind of person. It's the alcoholics, the drug addicts, the crystal meth queens. It is the bullies. It is the hetero insecure people, the homophobes. It is the racists. They are evil in our definition. And I'm going to make it very precise. You see this bottom picture here of the brain? Look at this black shape here. It's called the reptilian brain complex, the R complex. It is the most primitive part of the brain, and its basic law is fight or flight and the need to breed. It's very territorial, very preservation of the body, survival of its body. It's very selfish. This is the snake of Apop, the reptile brain, the serpent, the boa constrictor that constricts the good within you. So alcoholics, drug addicts, potheads, crystal meth queens, bullies, all those types of people are nothing but people who are predominated by this brain. They've not evolved the neocortex, which is the civil brain. It civilizes the lower brains. That's why you can't rationalize with people who are drunk, high, or in a rage, or bullying people, because they're in a non-rational brain. They're in this reptile brain, very primitive behaviors. That's it. That's evil right there. That defines evil and also tells you how to get out of that evil. Well, if this brain, left unchecked, is the source of evil, then this is the brain that checks that evil. So you have to get people out of their reptile brain. When you go to the DMV or you go into a government office, you're dealing with people in this brain. They're just robots following rules for the most part. They're very oftentimes rude and stupid and insensitive, and they're trained to stay that way, to be reptiles. Protect yourself, protect the company, protect the department. All reptiles are territorial. So when you go there, it's like you're talking to people who aren't human, because they're not. They're not in human consciousness. They're in the evil brain. They're in the grips of this snake. When you're in a jealous rage, when you are cheating on your mate, when you are lying to get over and to be cunning, you're doing it through this brain. And that's where the evil comes from. Now, in the Golden Beetle, we have deities that we call the savior deities. One is supreme, the other is his main support. These are the two lovers. His name is Heka. His name is Ma'a Tihuti, or Ma'a. Heka, Ma'a. Heka, Ma'a. Heka is the primary savior deity in our spiritual tradition. Heka means words of power, what are called mantras in Black Dravidian yoga system of India. The words of power. He is the savior within you because it is through his sounds, what's called his cymatics, C-Y-M-A-T-I-C-S, cymatics, which is the science of how sound creates shape and form. It is through his words of power that you will be forced out of the lower brain, out of this, what we call the lower chamber of the Great Pyramid. It's this chamber here. This is the lower chamber of the Great Pyramid. This limbic is the middle chamber of the Great Pyramid. And the neocortex is the king's chamber. This is the lower chamber. Limbic is the queen's chamber. And the neocortex is the king's chamber, symbolized in that building. You can't talk to reptiles. You can't say roll over, fetch, play dead. They don't respond to that. They've got to be forced. You've got to control them. So they need energy, power to make them yield. A cage or some kind of rope or something. You can't talk to a crocodile, you see. So Heka is the force, and you see here his symbol is this rear part of a lion. The rear part of a lion is its engine, its motivating force. That emotions propel you, compel you, impel you, like the back hindquarters of a lion propels his forward motion. So your emotions run like a lion, basically. And he's master of the compulsions, what compels you. So you have to learn the words of power to get out of this lower reptilian chamber of beasts into the king's chamber up here. You can't go to lectures, you can't go to workshops, you can't go to sermons, you can't go to mosque, you can't go to temple. That won't do it. Not even affirmations work against this powerful foe. You need the science of Heka, words of power, which are units of sound that invoke deities, they invoke gods, they invoke the archetypes. No lecture can invoke an archetype. So if you want to save yourself from your lower self, from your neuroses, fears, insecurities, bad habits, and addictions, you have got to get to know him. You have got to honor Heka. Who supports Heka is Shu, which is the oracle here. The reason why he's not the god of salvation, Shu, not Shu, but Ma'a. The reason why Ma'a here, the word for feather is Shu. Why he's not the salvation god, he's the god of wisdom and oracles. Wisdom does not save you. Because you can come and get a reading from a golden beetle diviner and be given the highest wisdom in the universe. But that does not mean you're going to follow it. That you're going to actually do it. You can ignore it, throw it in the garbage, pretend you didn't hear it. When you combine these two, you are for sure saved from evil and wickedness. There's absolutely no way that those dark forces can get to you. But if you have to pick between the two, I would start with Heka and make his foundation the reading. This comes from many years of me doing this with thousands of students, where I tried both of these. People often ignore oracles, but the words of power are so potent, the sounds force you to experience the divine, that they follow that automatically. So, very quickly, this zodiac is the same thing as the brains here, only shown in a zodiacal, circular, abstract form. But this wheel is the same thing as this brain. Okay? And from here, the ram, from 1 to 4 is the reptile section of the zodiac. From 5 to 9 is the Queen's Chamber part of the zodiac. I'm sorry, from 5 to 8. And then from 9 to 12 is the neocortex and the what's called the superbrain of the pineal pituitary. So 1 to 4 is the reptile, 5 to 8 is the limbic, 9 to 12 is the King's Chamber of the neocortex. Okay. And Heka is the only god that can control all 12. So, here we go. I'm going to give you the main sounds. If you chant these sounds, you will rise in consciousness out of reptilian animal behavior to divine, to human and then divine behavior. You will free yourself from evil and your evil ways, your bad habits, your evil ways there. The first one, the ram, the sound of your inner warrior, that you may fight against evil in yourself, is Helring. The second Heka, word of power, that you may fight against poverty, is Shering. The third Heka, that you may fight against false knowledge, is here Aying, the twins of the jackal. The fourth sound or Heka, that you may be in touch with your emotional needs, would be Vung, the sound of Khonsu, the moon god. The fifth sound, to make you champion over bad habits, is Hring, Ra. The sixth sound, that makes you fix your problems in your life, is Gung, the crocodile sound, Gung. The seventh sound, that makes you be fair and just and right of character in relationships with your partner, is Xiang, the sound of Ahimakai. The eighth word of power, that makes you break through your dark shadow, is Nderelang. The ninth word of power of Heka, that makes you follow wisdom, higher mind, and cosmic consciousness, is Hung, the sound of Ma'a here. The 10th sound, that makes you disciplined and makes you succeed in life through following the natural movements of the stars, is Ha-Kring, Ha-Kring. The 11th sound, which makes you an enlightened, complete being on earth, a divine androgen, is Ong Be'echba'ung, Ong Be'echba'ung. And the 12th sound, that makes you peaceful, is Oga, Ogo, Oga, Ogo, So from 1 to 12, the sounds are Helring, Shring, Aing, Vang, Ring, Gung, Xiang, Nderelang, Hung, Hakring, Ong Be'echbeung, Oga, Ogong. If you chant those sounds, you will conquer evil both within yourself and the evil of reptile humans coming after you. You may have heard people discuss the reptilians, those species of races on Earth. They are here. They are people in the reptile brain. Look at the 5 o'clock news and all the evil and crime and war, and there you will find the reptilians. They look like you, they look like humans, but internally they are beasts, they are monsters. And by saying these sounds over and over and over, the evil within you, meaning your attachment to the behaviors of this low-life reptile, will be transformed, and new brain synapses will form in your neocortex and throughout all the brains that lift you to the behavior of a civilized, divine human being. So one last time, the sounds. Your inner warrior sound is Hellring. Your inner millionaire sound is Shring. Your inner student's sound is Aing. Your inner nurturer's sound is Vang. Your inner hero's sound is Ring. Your inner fix-it man's sound is Gang. Your inner lover has a sound, and it's Xiang. Your inner witch doctor has a sound, it's Nderelang. Your inner sage has a sound, Hoo. Your inner achiever has a sound, Ha-kring. Your inner divinity has a sound, Ong be'ech ba'ung. And your inner peace has a sound, Ogagong. Hellring, Shring, Aing, Vang, Ring, Gang, Xiang, Nderelang, Hung, Hakring, Ong, Be'ech Be'ung, Ogo. Practice these sounds and conquer the evil within your own bad habits, and use these sounds to repel people who are reptiles from bringing their evil into your life, bringing their toxic and negative ways into your world. May the sounds of this wheel create a force field of protection for you against the reptilians and the beast people that walk on the earth looking like humans but acting like monsters. Dwawend Hotepu.